Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card baking. Today we're just going to play around with some plain white cardstock. I even have a color panel we'll try this with. And then we're just going to be playing around with doodling. Basically, as long as you can draw a circle, and it doesn't even need to be perfect, you'll be able to do this technique. It's a good way just to like loosen up a little bit, get into a creative zone, and just play around. Also, it's good for quick cards if you are looking for like a patterned background that you might not have in the colors that you want. You can create your own, but basically we're just going to be just scribbling some circles on the background in different colors. I'm going to do it in different mediums as well. I'm going to try it with my alcohol markers, but I also grabbed my Crayola pencil crayons, and I grabbed some fine liners. I got these on Temu, and I have a ton of them in different colors, so we'll try different color combinations. This is just something that I was doing with my nephews, I think sometime last year. I was like, oh, that would be like a fun card idea, so I thought I would slot it in when I didn't have anything in particular planned, which was this week. And it's just something, again, quick and simple. If you need a last minute card, you can whip up one fairly quickly, and you don't really have to worry too much about, taking a ton of time to do it. You can also do different shapes if you want to. You don't have to do circles. I find circles are a bit easier and just like super quick. But basically we're just going to be, scribbling some scratchy circles all over the background in various sizes and placements and whatnot. So I will move over to voiceover, explain this a little bit more. You can watch me try out the different techniques. And then I'm just going to make a quick and simple birthday card using my, good old Beary Special Birthday from MFT. This is like one of my favorite sets. So this is like a birthday card go-to. I usually use one of these two images. Maybe we'll use this guy today, and then I will make a background for it. So stay tuned for that. Hey guys, so voiceover Liz here. I was actually surprised at the results of the three of these. I liked the one I didn't think I was gonna like the most, and the one I thought I was gonna like more, I did not. So I started off with the pencil crayons. This is probably the one I liked the least. I'm not sure why, maybe because it was just so light in color, and that could just be due to the pencil crayons themselves, because Crayolas aren't known to be very pigmented. Maybe if I did this with my Prismacolors, I would have liked it a little bit more. It's also, sorry, a little hard to see. It's a little blown out on the image here. I think my exposure was up a little bit higher than it should have been, which I hope I fixed. But the second one that I did was with the fine liners. These you can get at a dollar store. You don't need to have so many colors. You can just get like a standard 12-pack and just use those. Again, these ones I got off of Temu. They came in, I think I got two or three 12-packs, and they were just like different colors. So one was a little bit more earthy jewel tones, another one was like more pastels. There was actually not a good yellow, and the yellow that does come from the dollar store pack is a little bit more on the orange side, and I was going for this pink, orange, yellow colorway, so I wanted to make sure it was like yellow. So I used a bit of a lighter one for that. I did like that one, but I actually ended up liking this one with the alcohol markers the most, maybe because it was so bold and thick and chunky and just like fun, and like I'm just scribbling on a piece of paper basically. It's it's like you're kind of trying to get your marker to work the entire time. You know how you like scribble in the corner of a paper when you're trying to get a pen to work? This is basically what we're doing, but like in multiple sections. And I actually really love the way that this one turned out, so I am going to end up using this panel here. The fine liner one, I would probably add a little bit more too. I feel like that one was just a little bit more sparse, but it is a lighter background. So if you do want something that's a little bit more toned down than this, like this one's very bold, then I would go with the fine liners. But I really liked the way that this one turned out. So I am going to use this one. I am going to do the blue one after too. I just kind of like gave up on it because I finished doing what I wanted to do for my particular card, but I'm choosing which color cardstock to mat it with. I did trim it down. If you want to do closer to the edges, I recommend either cutting your paper a bit bigger or just doing your um, circles up to the edges of the paper. Don't go over it like I did on the first one. And the second one I think I did. Don't think I did it on this one. And then just trim the panel down. I like to have matted panels on my cards anyway, so that's fine to start with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I just trimmed a 1/4 inch off each side for the card that I'm gonna do. I love this blue one as well. I feel like with the blue cardstock and the different blue circles, it kind of looks like bubbles, a little bit more aquatic looking, and I will use this for a card in the future. Probably maybe next week. I have another postage collage video planned for next week that's going to be like an ocean themed one, so stay tuned for that. But I think I might use this in some of those postage collage stamps, or use it for a background and then do the postage collage, just a couple of them. We'll see how that turns out. But I did really like the blue on blue. It looks very nice. And just like, it's a quick way to do a background. Again, like if you need backgrounds quickly, you need to make a card. This probably took me about, it was like 28 minutes for full filming for my intro and everything. But I did try out different mediums as well in between that. It would probably take you 15 to 20 minutes to make this card. So if you need a card in a pinch and you need some patterned paper to go in the background, but you're out or you don't have any that you like, just do this method. It's so much easier. You can do it in any color you want. I think this would be nice if you did it on grays too, and it kind of like gave that rocky background maybe. Like the blue one looked like water. You could do ones with gel pens on top of mixed media panels. I've seen artists do that before. And you can do it on like plain cardstock with like gold gel pens or something and make a Christmas background out of it. But like there's so many possibilities that you do just by scribbling some circles on a piece of paper. And then for my image, I'm just gonna pull the colors from the background and use those for the balloon and the gift. So the balloon I'm gonna do orange, the gift I'm gonna do pink with a yellow ribbon. And for the bear, I'm gonna go with lighter shades of brown instead of like darker tones, because I didn't want it to be the same tonal shades for the entire card, just because I am using the background markers as part of the images. And if I used a same or similar tone in brown, then it would just be like one really dark card. So I wanted to add a bit of contrast. So I'm going to use a bit of a lighter brown for the bear. And then for that, I end up doing my shadows first, as usual. And then I go over it with the lighter color. I went over his entire face with the lighter color. And then I went over his entire body again with the same color, just to darken up the main bear. And then it left the muzzle a shade lighter, just because of the translucent qualities of the alcohol markers. The more layers you put on, the darker it gets. So I decided to do that for the muzzle, so I didn't have to find another coordinated color for it that went with it that wasn't, too off, because I think this probably is one of my lighter browns, so I'd have to go with a cream or something. So just adding that second layer of this same marker darkened up his body enough to make it look like it was a different color. And then I'm going to cut it out with the coordinating die, prop them up on some of that 1mm foam tape that I love. There are multiple different sizes for this foam tape, so I might have to do an order soon. I think there's a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, and then I have the 1-inch one because that was, I believe, the only one they had out at the time. And then I just cut it to whatever size I need, which again is fine. It's good to have like bigger foam tape that you can cut down as opposed to using a bunch of the smaller foam tape. But if I grabbed other sizes, I would use this one for backgrounds and use the other sizes for propping up images. So I wouldn't have to waste like my background foam tape. But anyway, I will probably order from scrapbook.com soon. But I'm just going to prop him up on the corner here. I'm going to add a little happy birthday sentiment. This is from my birthday balloons collection. This is digitally printed. I had a bunch of them left over from a card workshop that I did, so I just grabbed that out of the stash so that I can use these up. And then I'm going to add in some white highlights with my Posca marker. Anyway, that's our card for today, guys. If you need a rainy day activity or just need to get out of that like art block and just want to start scribbling on paper, this is a great idea. You can also include the kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever, have an art session, get them to draw their own backgrounds like this, and then you can pile them all together and sit and make cards or something as a fun activity. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. Make sure you follow me over on Instagram and or Facebook for additional content. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.